Okay, it's Thursday, April 10th. This is an end of the day SPY recap. And today, after yesterday's big green reversal bar that I guess you hoped would kind of hold and follow through, instead the market was gapping down pretty big, pre-market range between the blue lines here, and started a little lower. And it was pretty clear from the outset that now, and I described this possibility in a pre-market kind of analysis video, that you would be kind of stuck inside this green bar. If you didn't get the immediate momentum out of the gates following through to the upside, if you didn't get an immediate kind of red to green move to kind of start taking out the high of yesterday, then, you have to consider the fact that you're going to be just stuck in a big range here, and I described that in a like a video, a pre-open video before the market opened. So anyway, that's what developed here. We have an inside bar, a little red. Now we kind of treat this as every inside bar, where if we open up inside here tomorrow and opening price action moves one way or the other, you want to see if this breakout, of either the high or the low moves to targets. I don't really expect it to. If anything, I'm kind of looking for this bar, as most inside bars, to have some kind of failure where you might start up and then come back down through the range, or you start down and instead want to try to close the week a little bit green. It's possible, because it's a pretty wide range, that we just stay inside tomorrow and it becomes even tougher trading today. So those are the things, and that's why really I kind of I shoot these videos. It's for the benefit of kind of having good context in mind to kind of see how my trading plan aligns with what's unfolding in the market. And today it worked out pretty well, because obviously after the big green day, I was still going to be biased. As long as we stayed above the midpoint of this bar, I was going to be biased to test those highs. So if we look at the intraday structure, I was prepared for this little opening price action to take out the pre-market lows and have a red to green move. I kind of sensed that it went a little too far down to maybe have that, and then these green bars really never unfolded. So I was still biased to the upside, even though there was a great opportunity, obviously, on two pushes down to sell in the morning, which I didn't trade at all. And I discussed how I actually bought a few stocks on, that were actually strong here at the open, even though the index wasn't. Something like CrowdStrike. This had a nice red to green move, and that moved to the highs of the day, and I was able to scale out there and take a small gain on this trade. Ultimately, again, once I saw the SPY not following through, I was able to, get out of these trades before they moved a lot lower and take small gains. And I had 3 trades like that with individual stocks. Anyway, so that was my plan. And even though, I didn't capture this big down move, I was still looking forward, I was still looking for up trades out of the gates to start the session. So anyway, once it came down here, I also kind of described in a morning update video how I still realized we're in just a big trading range here. We're going to get stuck, and good buys can develop near the bottom on failures, good sells near the top. So I was able then to kind of use this secondary push to new lows that failed and the 2 up bar to buy some calls here, and this ended up being a very nice trade, kind of taking out some initial liquidity target and moving up higher to a few other targets that were here. So, even though in the morning I couldn't take advantage of it, just having the context in mind of what was developing, I was able to buy calls. And then obviously it fell back a little bit. Again, not surprising at all. I wasn't expecting this move to come all the way up and take out the highs. I had a feeling we'd end up with an inside bar. And so anyway, even though you missed the big down move, that's fine, because it didn't really adhere to my plan. And then the little up move was there's enough volatility to do well when you really just stick with, your structure that you're looking for intraday, and then follow your game plans. And for me, it's always kind of the first move of the day that I'm looking for, if it aligns with expectations. In this case, it didn't. The move down didn't align with my expectations, but the failure to move into intraday lows, that's what I always look for in terms of a secondary move. That did fail. That was in line with what I was, thinking about, and then I was able to buy calls here and do pretty well. So now we end up the day, here with this inside bar. Like I said, I'm more interested in more failures tomorrow. I don't know how Friday's going to end. The interesting thing here is we're on the weekly chart with 1 day to go. This is, either this is going to have a strong push up, or it's not going to be the strongest looking reversal bar, and that's going to align more with with this monthly chart that still is down for the second month in a row. We still have a ways to go to end this month. And, I had discussed how once you have 2 months down, I'm really waiting for a green bar to start getting comfortable on the buy side, or some weekly reversal that really looks strong. So what this is looking more and more like is this monthly reversal down here that took a while. The weekly chart kind of reversed, but it's still kind of held down there. And it wasn't until the next month's flip open that, you really were comfortable maybe trying to buy. So we might have to wait all the way till May and see if we get a green opening, and that might start, or if we don't get a stronger weekly reversal that follows through this, now to get aggressive, it might have to start next month. And quite frankly, it might end up a situation like this where we have little false moves all the way, and until the monthly chart really turns green and follows through, we have to just be patient and know that this can go down, further and further month after month until things change. So, like I said, yesterday did have a chance for it to really develop a strong follow through today, and then get this weekly chart turning green. Hasn't happened as of yet. I kind of don't expect that tomorrow, and therefore I'm still biased to the downside. But I know that now we're in a pretty big mother bar here, as it's called, in strat terms, and that could be a little tight trading, so at this point I'm more interested in failures, to sell up here or buy down here. And quite frankly, given the downward still bias that's in play in the big picture, the upward failures are still going to be the better bet given today's lack of follow through. So that's the way I see it. There's a kind of a recap, and we'll see what happens tomorrow to end the week.